if I could do this in a regular smegular type of situation, like
imagine with all of the equipment and things that you need.
Yep. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. The worst they can say is no. And I've heard that.
We done heard no before. So you know, it's there's this there was a podcast episode about kind of programming good things into your body. Mm-hmm. So like programming good feelings and remembering that feeling. Mm-hmm. And whenever you're kind of thrown off that vibe, it's like, okay, you know, I felt joy this day. How did that feel in my body? Mm-hmm. And recalling that versus, you know, the trauma that you have felt.
And that's super important for even manifesting, and not to go too deep. A lot of the times we speak it, you know, we think it, but we don't feel it. And if you don't, you have to feel it. Like, what am I going to feel like when I get there?
Yeah.
Live in that feeling. Because I can think and speak all I want to, but if I feel it,
do you believe it? Oh.
Yeah. Like, if I feel it, like literally what would I feel like to wake up and walk into my own office of my own building of my own
yes,
feel that moment. Like, what the fuck does that feel like? Mm-hmm. And that's how you begin to manifest things. You know, it makes you smile even thinking about it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And that's the type of thing you need to have when you're manifesting, so that it's already real. Reality is just catching up.
It's like, I'm just gonna work towards, you know, what I know is going to happen anyway.
Right.
And that's cool, because it reminds me, I follow a whole bunch of different spiritual people on Twitter, and somebody was saying there's a key also to manifestation. Have people say congratulations for that thing that you want to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, start celebrating from now. Mm-hmm. Because that moves it forward. Like,
it pushes it into, you know, it pushes it into existence. And a lot of the times we just we're hoping, we're focused on it, but we're not doing anything else other than, oh, I need this, let me cross my fingers, like, you know,
let me cross my toes.
Yeah, 4-leaf clover, spit, turn around and throw a rock. It's like, all right, you know. That's not exactly how it works, but do you feel it? Do you believe it? Like, let all of your senses, I think all of your senses are involved in truly manifesting things into existence. And so even, you know, when I decided that I wanted to move and do all this, like, I felt myself in my apartment. I felt myself in my bed. I felt myself, like, I was even having sex in my bed. You know, I was like, oh, that's
let me reconfigure the way I manifest a couple of things. Damn.
I was like, oh, that's mine right there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, that's all me. And it was a testament, like, to the things that I really, you know, wanted to do. Like, there's so many things that have happened to me that I did not manifest, and that was beautiful. But like, those things that I actually manifested, like, that's gonna stick with me forever, because
you spoke that into existence.
Yeah, I spoke it.
I was gonna say something. I think the biggest issue, I feel like there's a couple of things with being afraid of success. I think the biggest thing is, like, can I handle everything that I want? Mm-hmm. Right? And then there's the other thing of, like, I don't know what the other thing is, but there's something. I'm gonna come back to that. But like, I think the biggest thing is, like, am I able to so this is something I've been having a conversation about with my therapist, and it's like, the fact that I want a life something that feels like intangible, because I've never seen anybody live this life. Not in my family. Like, the concept of being a creative entrepreneur is so, like, abstract.
No one has done it. Like,
and
literally be the first.
Yeah, and you're literally building this, like, path, and you have you know where you're going.
Right.
But, like, what is the path to that? Like, what are the necessary things to that? I don't know. You know, like, I'm just out here let me try this. You know, I want to do this. This is interesting. Let me do this. And it's literally like, I have no idea exactly what it will look like, but I'm learning, okay, this is how it feels. This is how I feel when I'm doing this, more of this, right? Like, there's joy here, more of this. I'm exhausted, but it was so worth it. More of this. And so it's sometimes hard, and sometimes I do feel guilty, because it's like, I do, you know, have a job now, and I'm paying the bills, and I'm doing these things, but is that my long term? I don't feel it in my bones.
No, like,
you know, and it's like, this is all anyone's known before me. And to say, you know, I don't really want this for the rest of my life. You know, I want to move into a space where I'm doing the things that bring me more joy, and know that I'll be taken care of, because that's the other thing, right?
Right.
It's like, am I going to be able to pay my bills? I've always been told that being an artist is a starving situation.
Right. And I don't, I'm a little too bougie to be starving.
I don't want to starve. I'm too big to be starving.
I can't do that. Like, I don't want to starve.
I like nice things, you know, soft sheets, nice clothes, good food.
You think about, like, what does that look like without it? Like, I know we talked about it. I'm trying to make that transition into a full-time creative, and the thought is scary. You know what I'm saying?
It's very scary.
And we're told that we have to over prepare. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that you should be prepared. However,
will you ever be fully prepared?
And you're gonna, if I wait around, first of all, I don't even think I'm going to make it, if I'm just being very transparent.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
If I have to stay doing this job, I'm not going to make it. I'm literally going to wither away.
I have a visceral reaction in my bones.
Yeah, I cannot stay here. I cannot do this anymore. Like, I'm really at that point. Like, every day I wake up and I'm like,
another one.
No, this is not going to be the rest of my life.
Not it.
I literally feel like somebody who has to run for their motherfucking life. And I'm going to, because it's like, if I don't do it now, I am going to be here forever. I feel it. I'm going to get stuck in that mundane thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, even at my job, I was given a promotion, and it pacified me for a little bit. And then I started to kind of sink back into this place that I was 3 years ago. And I'm like, well, Crystal, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, because I'm still here. I didn't want to be here. Yeah, you got a little more money, but that wasn't the point. The point was you didn't want to be there, and you're still
there. And that is hilarious, because I said, my therapist was like, don't turn off that feeling. Because there was a very heavy moment where I was desperate. And she's like, make a plan, but do not turn off that feeling. That is your body telling you you're not supposed to be there.
Right. You know,
you're not for that place.
We're too big to fit in these small ass places, and I need some space. I need
all of the space.
All of it. Okay.
Yes. You know, it's not even like y'all ain't even treating me bad or anything. It's not you. It's me.
It's me. Right. Don't take this personally. It's nothing personal, but it's personal. Okay.
Yes.
Like, I got to go. This is not for me. Thank you, because you helped me pay my bills all over, over these years. You helped me sustain, but I am not supposed to be here. And every year I stay here, I take off another chunk of my destiny, and I can no longer do that.
No. And for me, it's been really interesting this year, because, like, literally the universe is like, take some time to yourself. I'm gonna put this opportunity for you. Take it. And I'm like, shit, we finna go. I'm gonna pack my bags. I'm gonna take my little behind and have a little disconnect. And then the universe is like, here is abundance. Because you're doing what? Adding ease to your life. And I've really been learning, like, there is a life of ease and joy and abundance and passion and inspiration that is fully possible without having to overexert and kind of just excavate little pieces of yourself every day.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes I sound crazy, like saying this, you know, like I'll tell my mom and she's like, I totally support it. Just make sure, you know, you have some money saved, you know, just in case.
Right.
And it's like, Mom, I don't even feel like I can wait for just in case.
And that's where, and so whenever I'm talking to a normal person,
you know me, I'll be like, leave today, girl.
Whenever I'm talking to a normal person, they're literally like, Crystal, no, like, what do
these benefits with this job? With this good job?
You know, like, no, now everybody always says, you know, I definitely agree you need to go, but you know, you don't have, you know, make sure this is saved and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't have time. I feel like, and time is relative, but I don't mean time in that sense. I just
like soul time.
So right. I don't have any more, I don't have anything left in me to give.
Yes.
And when I get to that point with anything,
it's dangerous.
It's dangerous and it's time to go. Like, you know, and I hate to say it, like, I don't give a fuck about my job. And
and that's the thing, like, who wants me to work for you if I don't give a fuck about you?
I don't give a
and why would I want to be there? Like, we both losing.
And it's like, at this point, like, every time I do something, and like, don't get me wrong, like, there are aspects of my job that I enjoy.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel empty.
Like, the time is done. What you have learned is that
I feel empty when it comes to that job. I feel empty, and it's like I have to go because I can't do it anymore. And you know, again, I felt that 3 years ago, and I didn't listen 3 years ago.
And now we're here.
And of course, I've learned so much in that time, so I'm grateful for it. But it won't be another 3 years.
Nah.
So,
and I think, like in my case, it's really, I was afraid of where I am right now because I had lost my job last year. And after I cried and called my mama and she said it was going to be all right, she literally said, it was like, it's time for you to do what you always want to do. So make it pop. Right. And I'm like, all right, bet. And what did I do? I dived so deeply into creating and writing and doing all kinds of things that I could even think. And it was the first time I ever got paid to do poetry from my house.
Right.
Like, I didn't even have to leave to go nowhere. And I'm getting paid to do poetry.
Right. And it's like
something that they're like, poets starve. And I was like, but this paid some things. And that's wild to me. And then it kept happening, like new opportunities, new networks, and it's like, wow, like this is what this feels like.
Yo, it's like so great. It's scary, but it's great because it's almost a realization that everything you were thinking that you are. Like, it's confirmation.
Yeah. And more.
Right. I definitely can, relate to that, especially as far as sound design. Like, me getting my first gig, like real gig outside of my own shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody being like, oh, I wanted to pay you to do my episodes, and matter of fact, I got a season of this, and you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
just all of these opportunities that are popping up, and it's like, yo, I didn't go to school for none of this shit. Like, y'all want little old me to be on your project, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's a mind thing, little right. Old me. I'm even saying that because of that imposter syndrome and stuff like that. But just to get to a place where you're like, nah, fuck that little old me. I'm
me.
I'm the shit. That's why y'all came, because I'm the shit.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is.
But it is a beautiful thing, and I you know, I have gone through times where I didn't have the resources to, you know, sustain, even when I had to be at my parents' house.